All right. All right, if we're all ready, let's start with the roll call. President Kevin Smith, present. Vice President Estel George, present. Secretary Jeff Webb, here. Commissioner Bob Brenneman, here. Commissioner Matt McAleer, here. Okay. Everybody takes a minute to review the minutes from the last two meetings. So we've got our regular meeting and the executive session. Motion to approve. Get a second? Second. In favor? Aye. Josh, will you go over the claims for us real quick? A quick overview on those.
Yeah. Should have copies of all the invoices here, but we're going to go through them here. This first fund on here is the redevelopment operating fund. Didn't show you all the numbers there, but it's 2226. First one's from Bose McKinney. The first two are from Bose McKinney. That's regarding their work on helping us create this joint tip area with the county. We're still developing the plans and trying to get an agreement with the county on that. So we can move forward. Let's see. Baker Tilly was just, I believe that was, let's see, invoice for arbitrage services related and go to the bond proceeds. I think that's some of the stuff they split with. Well, this is all just for the bond for the fire tower, for fire department, it looks like. And there's $100 invoice here from Attorney Sammons for attending the meetings. Then we get into the Drexel Fairgrounds tip there. We have $7,000 charge from Curbsy, which is their final payment for the administration of the EDA grant for the brick streets. We had a $4,000 charge, and that was for the epoxy of the bathrooms at the parks. And then we have $238,000 was the last payment to Grimmer for the Brick Street project. So we're still waiting to get reimbursed, all the reimbursements from EDA for that, but everything has been submitted to them. Let's see, then Commonwealth, we have 14,000 there. That is for their design work on the 7th Street. And then the last one there was from Bose McKinney, another one there about the development of the new tip area with the county.
Anybody have any questions on those? Not, can we get a motion to approve?
Motion.
We have a second. Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Okay, we're on to old business now. Property acquisition. What are we sitting on those?
Just going to give you a general update on that. Sarah has met with Mr. Maddox and discussed how much he wants to do with his property. But she is meeting with Isaac about the lot that the building sits on this week. Give an update. I'll try to keep you guys up to date on that, but we're just in negotiations. She's had initial discussions. So,
all right. 7th Street update.
Yes, so we can kind of look at you want to grab your budget there. We can probably just kind of go through this ahead of our next agenda item as well. As you can see on here, as far as expenses go, we signed a contract with Commonwealth for almost $75,000 for the design work and bidding and everything that goes into that permitting. We still have about $53,000 remaining. The $300,000 on the actual construction cost is just an estimate at that point. Most of it's going to end up probably being blacktop, but there's water and sewer improvements that are going there as well. One thing to note on that, we were looking to be able to utilize some of the funds that were left over from the Melville Street sewer project back in 2012 timeframe, but all that money did get used to fix the sewer there at Melville. So some of the funds we were going to put towards this project, but they've all been used up at this point.
Okay.
Then I also, if you look up there in the income side of things, I just threw a number on there. The city has those 3 lots that we plan to have, transferred over to redevelopment for you guys to be able to sell to help pay for some of the improvements of that. Do you know what we need to start to do on that? Get that title switched or?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
know we were gonna talk about that. No.
You just need paperwork from me on each and stuff like that, so we can start working that way.
Yeah, the last conveyance documents or records,
Okay.
which is typically the deed.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, we can proceed on how we want to do that. We might probably want to split one of them because it's
There's
3 lots,
yeah.
one really big one. So we can talk about that. So keep working on that. The other stuff I wanted you to see on this kind of fund projection here. So we had, like I said, we had the 7th Street on there. Then what we're talking about tonight, I put on there the casing for the I-65 loop. That's what we have the resolution for tonight. That cost came out to $275,250. And then the second part, which we're also going to discuss later on, the $94,000, almost $95,000 there, is to go to do the 4-inch main from Taco Bell to the west side of I-65. The county agreed this morning to cover the cost of that 4-inch main from the west side of I-65 to 1,000, which will complete the loop. That was about $111,000. They agreed to pay that this morning.
Okay.
Let's see. For the property acquisition, I threw that $50,000 in there just to have a number to give us total figures there. But what I'm projecting there, for not that we'll spend all this money, but kind of where we have commitments at this point, I see that this year we're going to come in with about $2.2 million and have about 1.5 going out. So we're going to have we're going to spend more than we bring in this year, which if we spend it all and all those bills can do, which they won't, that would leave us around $430,000 in the Drexel Fairgrounds tip. We don't have any plans on the next page there for the Whitner one. We're just going to be getting those receipts in this year, and we should end up with about $420,000 in that account this year. So just wanted you guys to see that with all the projects we have going on and outstanding still, where we're going to be ending up at the end of the year.
Okay.
Just a question, John.
Yeah.
Do you, if, I know you're counting on some of these bills not coming in, but we're looking at being in the whole 326,000 at the end of the year.
Well, no, that's just, we still have savings. That's just how much more we're going to spend more. We'll still end up with a net of 430 in the black at the end of the year.
Oh,
That's just overall savings is going down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good question.
I mean, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they won't send us a bill.
Yeah.
Oh, they did. Now, 300,000 in there. You go to the courthouse, you just pick that up out of petty cash.
I think that'd work.
One thing to note on there, because we do have the bond payment, the first bond payment coming due here beginning of July, I think. We moved some money around in all the accounts of that bond, and they had some cash on hand. They applied to it, so it's going to be, instead of like 185,000, they took $27,000 off this first bond payment going out. So decrease that amount a little bit. So.
Okay. Remind me again on the 7th Street project, they're gonna start working on that.
All goes well. I mean, whether it's not cooperated, the original plan was to get started here in June. We just got the Amtrak station paved. I know that they got a lot of projects going on out in the St. Joe area. So I'm not exactly sure where it's gonna fall on the list of things, but it is priority to accomplish this year. And we're gonna do, that might be an inflated figure. The water and sewer, we're going to do in-house. Most of the roads already been, the base has been put down as far as gravel goes. So hopefully the big bill is going to be asphalt. So.
How long a process is it to get those properties into TIF that we can start getting those put up?
I don't.
Just the conveyance?
Yeah.
That's not a big process in and of itself.
And then we would just have to do a split through the planning commission to split those lots and then we can that out, so.
Yeah, I've noticed there's one sign up there right now, isn't there?
Yeah, that's for the 8 lots that are there. Yeah, on the west side of 7th Street, yeah.
Do you have any other questions, comments? I don't think there's really anything to approve here, is there?
No, I just, like I said, I knew what,
Anything?
yeah. We said we got into the other ones. I wanted you guys to have a good idea where our funds were actually at before you keep approving things. So,
Do you need to expand on, for new business, looks like the gas casing on I-65?
yeah, we can go through that. So, yeah. Resolution 01-2025. So this is just to create a formal document for this. So if we need to transfer these funds ahead of a meeting, Shelby can go ahead and do that. But what this is the city and the county entered into an interlocal agreement last year to do the water and sewer improvements from the east side of I-65 all the way to 1,000. After discussing it, we realized that extending gas and creating that loop would also be very advantageous for the development of the area as well. When we first started discussing the project, so the contractor that won the bid for the water and sewer also included a bid of $275,250 in there to put to bore in a 12-inch steel casing pipe underneath I-65. And then from there, we will be coming back with another document for the actual main, but this one just covers the casing. That way, as they do that project, Shelby can move these funds into the same fund we're paying that contractor out of, but the county is supplying all the funds for. So that's fund number 4650. It's a capital project fund for the I-65 one project. So that's all this will do. This is just a formal document saying that you guys approved that and that when she needs to, she can go ahead and transfer that money into that account.
How much is it? How much money are we?
So this is just for the casing. So the casing portion of it is $275,000. And then the other one that we're going to come back with another resolution for you guys to approve next time is for the 4-inch main from Taco Bell to under the interstate to the west side of I-65. And that total is $94,798.
And the 111 is taking them out.
Yeah, the 111 is to go the rest of the way, but the county is going to pick up that.
How long this 12-inch? How long is that?
That is 367 feet that they're going to be boring under the interstate there.
Just a bore. I think we talked about that before, that it was like $500,000 just for the boring.
Yeah, this whole project's going to be, a little over or approaching $400,000, just to get this done. Yeah, for water, they're putting in the sewer, I get this right here. The water main is a 24-inch steel casing they're putting in, and then they're putting in a 16-inch steel casing for the sewer line. So we do all three at the same time.
You can run underneath there, all of them together, right?
So they're all their own conduit under there.
Okay.
They got to have their water and sewer got to be at least 10 feet apart. They got to maintain that separation, but
That's what I was thinking.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
And you got, the county is paying for some of this, huh?
Yeah, the county, we were originally approached by Good Oil and tried working out a deal with them and just could never get it to work, but the county wanted us to move forward. So they're using some of their ARPA funds that they had left over to get this done to help the area develop. So
it's all going to be south of the overpass?
no, north.
That's what I thought
Yeah.
John said, but then you said something about Taco Bell.
Well, that's just where, we have 4-inch for the gas line that runs like all the way to the Taco Bell and runs to the south side of 114 and 1,000. So we're wanting to connect those two. That way, if there's ever an issue. Right now, the last loop they have is at 850, which is cemetery. So if something were to happen, anything west of that could lose gas. So.
Good.
And so this is already part of what we've
Yeah, I just wanted some formal documents so we could have this written down and just make it easy when we get audited for them to see it was approved. So,
Okay. Do we need a vote on this?
yeah, these are gonna vote and
I
then
make a motion to approve the resolution.
In favor? Aye.
yeah, I got some here if she wants you to sign, so I'll get those to you, those in the claims afterwards. If you remind me.
I said, I'm not fixed too. Do we have anything else?
Yeah, well, if you could just give me a kind of an informal approval on that 94,000, maybe we'll read the number again.
We're gonna do a resolution later on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one, but I just wanted to go ahead and get the contract signed and everything, but so I'll get that to you guys for you to have the mayor sign next time, but we can get it approved and move forward. So that was, to do the gas main, the orange main from Taco Bell to the west side of I-65 for a total of $94,798.
Supposed to do one and not the other.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve that. You got a second? All in favor? Aye. Okay. All right. You have anything else for us, Josh?
Yep, that is all I have this evening. Like I said, I haven't been back out there yet, but if you get a chance, go take a look. I heard the restrooms look real nice out there. They got that done. They got the stalls up. I know they've still got some projects to finish, but go take a look at the park there if you get an opportunity.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it looks nice in there.
and I know they have a public meeting, this Wednesday evening, I believe, for the park plan that they're doing, everything like that. So you get an opportunity to swing by to that. So.
Josh, can you expand on what's that there's something that may be going on the other side I-65 since we're going to be feeding up that stuff, the county and us?
We're just trying to encourage development. So we're doing all this and we're trying to create, like, and the county's interested in with another tip area for that area out there. And since we control the planning jurisdiction and the zoning out there, it only makes sense to do a joint one where they would give you guys control of it, even though it's not in the city limits. So that's what we're trying to do out there. And then we have a number of different projects, and I can send those to you guys that we're kind of proposing to the county of here's what we want to do out here and do with this new TIF just to help development go, whether it's housing. They know there's problems with septic stuff out there in Sherwood and Kelly Greens, so they're hoping the city can help with that eventually. That's a bigger discussion in itself, but that they want more housing and just open up opportunities for maybe a gas station or just more stuff to come out there. So
Should have been done when we stopped at I-65. I wanted to take it to 1,000.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, we've also talked, the water needs to be looped again. So basically coming from Buncombe and Airport Road down Buncombe around to 850 to that water tower, that would really help the water pressure out there and stuff like that. So there's a number of projects where we've written down to try to show the county that we have some ideas of what needs to be done. So.
Yeah, building that area up would be nice. Okay. We have anything else? No. Can we get a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Second? All right. Have a good night, guys.
All right.
We're out of time, Josh.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just give me those,
I'll pull up the deed.
those deeds, and I'll need to know the exact thing, this Rensselaer redevelopment. I believe it's probably incorporated.
No, it's not. The authorities incorporated the commission fees. So we know that. But it's the city of Rensselaer redevelopment. Or no, Rensselaer redevelopment commission, but they own one parcel of it. Not put around it by an apartment fund. So
probably could, okay, I gotta go work on a bathroom and remedy.
Yeah, we gotta make sure we're conveying it's not legal. And they've been.
Yeah, that deer's
Great little state.
Good.
But you're. So you.
They think,
Yeah.
they think.
So the land on the
Cost that.
side.
I've had more complaints today about people's gardening.
Catty corner.
Deer and rabbit.
Well, I know Frank Nash talking about
The fence,
the owner of it.
We had a deer in our backyard for 4 or 5 hours.
Really?
Between my house and Tonner's house.
Yeah, the billboard was.
Wow.
It's called, she was there.
Who
When I got,
owns, the
it's the
woods, all that.
Sure.
I see if I ever done it. I have to wrap my
Back
arm.
there, there's more on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
You'll never have.
Yeah, you
all
make
our-
it.
No.
We wondered about
Pretty
that.
nice, pretty inexpensive.
You know, whatever.
Money,
Right.
money though,
We just.
money talks sometimes.
They're doing everything.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sorry.
How much do they own it?
Hey, Bryce, good meeting.
It's not bad. It's definitely,
No, we're around service and talk about it. Yeah, we're around 30 now. Oh, yeah.
You'll make, I'll go on.
Well, sure.
Okay, all right.
Um,
That was quick and easy, yeah, sounds good, appreciate it, guys.
all right. So
Have a good night, have a good one.
Sheriff's been up to the strip because.
Good to see you.
All the.
Glad you stopped in.
Plan.
Too many meeting times, isn't it? Yeah.
And now,
That's a deal balls from Crumpline. I think that's.
I don't know.
I talked to the mayor for a few minutes,
Is the only reason I.
one meeting, but told him about this morning, he's like, oh, good, I was wondering how that turned out, so.